two police cars. I, at one point, was concerned they were on fire, but in fact, that is just the spotlight from a police helicopter that you're seeing on that crowd. Tony.
All right, a while ago, Natalie, we saw police pushing people down Hamilton Street toward Robson. Leah Henry is down in that area on the phone now, reporting to us. Leah?
Tony, I'm heading up Richard Street. We've gone through a number of areas where people have been throwing glass bottles from apartment buildings onto the Riot police below. We've seen cars where people have just abandoned them. They've had to jump out of the cars, the windshields of them completely smashed in, garbage cans on fire in the back alley. And as we were making our way up Richards, people were taking the newspaper and post office boxes and throwing them through the windows of the hotel, the Westin Hotel that's on Robson. And as we moved up Richards, they were throwing planters, they were throwing newspaper boxes through the windows. People were walking up the street crying. We've seen people injured, and women were coming up to us screaming about how embarrassed they are that this is what Vancouver has turned into, the reputation of the city. We have seen the police have been trying to use fairly low-key methods still. The riot squads are out, but they haven't been, confronting any of the crowds, more just trying to move them out of the area and out of the downtown.
Leah, I'm just going to break away for a moment because up where we saw those two police cars being attacked, we now see what I believe is either, I think it's tear gas, but it may be smoke. Natalie has an eye on that.
I was watching while Leah was talking, and indeed the protesters did what they've been trying to do. They got inside and tried to light that police car on fire. I'm not sure if someone then quickly put it out, but they've been trying, because the windows are smashed, to get some kind of igniter in there and light that on fire. So that's where the smoke came from. It was from protesters. We've been watching closely as several people have been taking turns jumping up and down on this police car in the parking lot across from us. Still, no sign of police moving in on this particular crowd. They are on the periphery. It makes me wonder, as we are getting word of a serious car fire on Seymour in a parkade, our crews are on the ground actually running back to the plant as we speak to bring us those pictures so we can take you to that. And that's just happening. So I don't know how Vancouver Police, they're prioritizing where the bulk of their officers are. I can also tell you a block away on Dunsmuir, there is a huge contingent of police there. They're outside. Yeah, oh, and as we see, that's right now, there's flames. I'm not sure if this is firecrackers, but there's definitely some activity. I think that was
a more tear gas. They were the police with their...
Yes, and just another situation across from us is the Queen Elizabeth Theatre, where there is a performance going on tonight full of families and children. And at the moment, the show has let out, but no one's leaving the building because they're too afraid. If I look across, I can see lots of families. It's a show, I believe it's Wicked. And people who didn't want to go to the Canucks game went there, and now these people are staying inside, just too afraid to come out and get to SkyTrain, get home safely, because the city just doesn't seem safe at this point. As I'm saying, on Dunsmuir, which is across the way, there is a heavy police presence, and now we're seeing a close-up shot of that police car on fire, and people don't seem to be getting away quickly enough, but there it is.
The people in the Queen Elizabeth Theatre are waiting to get out now. We're wondering what is going on out there. They must have heard an inkling of it, I suppose, but now those police cars are clearly on fire. Flames are pouring out of both cars, and they've managed to do what they tried to do, and that is put the flames to those cars.
And there are so many people in close proximity to this.
Chris Brown, what do you have? Chris, sorry, Natalie. Chris?
Yeah, hi, Tony. Well, look, just have a look at this scene out here. I want to say it's almost post-apocalyptic, and that's really what it is. I mean, this is right out in front of the CBC Plaza. The police on horses came through, and they cleared absolutely everybody out. A few of the stragglers wouldn't go, and they were pushed. There were bonfires burning in all the garbage cans, which have now gone out. And the place just looks absolutely totally wrecked and trashed. In the background there, you can see the police are still in operation at that corner of Georgia and Hamilton, and there's still that fire burning from the car. So I know to my I guess it's the west here on Robson Street, the windows were smashed at the Jimmy's liquor store right by the Westin Grand. People, I'm told, took all the booze out of the store. And there have been a number of incidents like that all night, still going on up Robson Street.
A situation, Chris, a sorry situation, I'm saying, and they are releasing more tear gas out there on the street, Natalie.
Well, this is now looking at that, what was a very big fire, as those two police cars that these protesters just doggedly tried to set on fire. There it is. It's created a big smoky situation in this part of town, and a very dangerous one. There's so many people nearby as these vehicles get caught on fire, full of fuel, and they explode, and it is a dangerous situation, and people don't seem to be running away. Now, I do see a lot of police presence nearby, and maybe now they're going to come pay some attention to this. What I don't see near these police cars and this smaller crowd at the parking lot is a huge amount of police dealing with it. That's because, as I said, they're looking at another street. Fire trucks now say, we've now just learned that we're in a situation where it's now safe for the fire trucks to come into the city. The police believe they have cleared enough of the hundreds of 100,000 people who are on the street, and they are going to let fire crews come in and deal with situations like this. It's the reason we've seen these fires be lit and not put out, because they deemed it just not safe for fire and ambulance crews to come into the city. So I think we'll be seeing, from what I'm understanding from officials, we're going to see fire crews come in quickly to deal with this fire and a fire at a parkade on Seymour, just a block away from us.
And not only the police are in action too over on Granville Street, something happening over there. You can see now that there is a large crowd, and at either end of the crowd, or at least this end of the crowd that we can see, there are more policemen, more police in riot gear, waiting obviously to either move in on this crowd or wait till it settles down and disperses. That's not going to happen. If what we've seen over here is any example, these people are determined to make a night of it. And some of them out there, you see that fellow in the white shirt there is openly defying the police, and another in-your-face confrontation, and that's on Granville Street.
And I do have an update of what's happening just further down Georgia. We're just getting a report from our producer on the ground that businesses on Georgia with windows smashed that are being looted, the budget rental car, the Bank of Montreal, the office towers, and the Bay. People just out of control there as well. So lots of damage, lots of property damage being done just further down the street as this crowd still shows no signs of letting up. And the Vancouver police continue